This map of the Strait of Hormuz shows one of the world's most critical energy arteries. Roughly 20% of the global supply of oil and gas must pass through this single, narrow choke point. That flow is now paralyzed. A U.S. blockade of Iranian ports and a simultaneous counter-blockade by Iran have effectively clamped the waterway shut. The result is a massive, stationary fleet of merchant vessels, anchored in the open water with no clear way out. Roughly 20,000 seafarers are currently trapped on board these ships, waiting in a high-pressure environment where every day of delay costs their employers a fortune. These civilian crews are surrounded by a constant, heavy military presence, with U.S. naval destroyers maintaining a persistent patrol around the trapped fleet. At the same time, armed Iranian forces in small patrol boats move through these same waters, enforcing their own side of the standoff. This combination of desperate crews, billions installed cargo, and overlapping military patrols creates a thick fog of war, a massive gap in communication where the normal rules of maritime trade no longer apply. A new type of actor has entered this militarized zone, opportunists armed with little more than an internet connection and a keyboard. Ship owners are now receiving digital messages that appear to be official communications from the Iranian security services, claiming that their vessel's eligibility for passage has been assessed. The messages promise safe, unimpeded transit through the blocked waterway if the crew follows a specific set of instructions. To secure this transit, the sender demands an immediate clearance fee to be paid by the shipping company. Maritime crime has entered a new phase, where hijacking a vessel's physical deck is no longer necessary when a predator can simply hijack its official communications. This diagram illustrates the payment flow demanded by the senders, a requirement for untraceable cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin or Tether. Experienced shipping companies are typically wary of anonymous digital demands, but the geopolitical reality of the current blockade makes this specific request difficult to dismiss. Iran has actually been proposing official transit tolls during ongoing ceasefire negotiations, giving the scammers' demands a layer of institutional credibility. The Greek maritime risk firm Marisks identified the fraud and issued an industry-wide warning, noting that these messages were coming from impersonators rather than the state. The scam is effective because it weaponizes actual diplomatic negotiations, camouflaging a digital theft as official government policy. While the financial loss is significant, the physical risk to the crews on the water is far more dangerous. On Saturday, April 18th, one vessel attempted to break away from the stationary fleet and exit the strait. The crew believed they were moving under official protection, having paid the crypto fee and received what they thought was pre-cleared passage. To the naval forces patrolling the strait, however, there was no record of a legal clearance. They saw a massive cargo ship suddenly attempting to run the blockade. The vessel was hit by live gunfire as it attempted to exit, turning the crew into physical casualties of a digital deception. By weaponizing geopolitical confusion, today's digital pirates can sit safely behind a screen, extract untraceable funds, and send unwitting sailors directly into a real-world crossfire.